How's it going, everybody? What is up? New year? New year 2021. We are officially out of 2020 because Lord knows we needed to get out of 2020. So here we are, being awesome, hopefully. Starting a new trend, doing some work. So yeah, I guess we're gonna get to it. I'm gonna be drawing because it's kind of what I do, and I need to draw some Ninja Empire. So, I have a new setup. So it's like, hey Skip, I have a new rig, like entirely, right? New computer. I got multiple monitors. I'm still so used to looking at my I'm so used to looking at my freaking chat over on the left that even now I forget that it's right in front of me. So like my stream, my camera, everything is right in front. So no longer camera was here and I gotta look over here to read the comments. So yeah, so I got a new rig. And what that allows me to do is actually run Adobe 2021. And because it's all brand new, I have I've changed absolutely nothing on here. So the zoom still being crappy. Like I hate the animated zoom. I hate flick panning. No, it's flick panning. I think that's the one I hate. Oh, but see, there it is. It's still there. Hate that. Alright, so bear with me when I get that moving thing out of the way. It drives me crazy. How you been, Skip? How was your Christmas and New Year? Did you do anything fun? I mean, I saw your post, so I know how that's going. Interface, where is it? Out of the impound lot? Oh no! Why was your car in the impound? You not pay some parking tickets? Flick panning, get that out of here. Alright, there we go. Flick panning out of here. Don't nobody like you. That's right, I said it. Don't nobody like flick panning. I'm sure there's plenty of people who do, I just don't. Alright, so. Of course I don't have any of my gradients. None of my stuff's up. Ugh. See, this is... Oh no, swatches. None of my stuff's here. This is sad. This is the problem. When you get new stuff, you forget that none of your old stuff is there. Alright, let's see. Apparently a snow emergency when your car can't be parked in that lot doesn't end after the snowstorm or after your car's already been dug out of the snow, but let's see, it says it does. Oh! Well, that sounds awful. Also, I had to navigate my computer with... Oh, man. Alright, so... Also getting used to the new controls for 2021. You can't Control Z is now Control C to Control Z to Control Z, whereas before it was Control Alt Z, and let me tell you, that is killing me. Although I do like all these little guidelines, though. I'm not even gonna lie. Come on now. You don't wanna move, that's fine. We'll make you move. Yeah, they streamlined a bunch of. I know, but it's one of those ones where they streamlined it, but it stinks because you're so used to everything else, and now it's like, wait, what? That doesn't work for me. Like, see, like, what the heck is going on? What are we doing here? Thank you. Thank you. Two and a half heads tall. All right. Let's drop the opacity a bit so we can see what we're doing. Now comes these fun stuff. Now I know I really should be animating. Should be finishing off that animation so I can have it, so I can claim it as being done, but I need to draw a character. And it's like slacking on my Patreon stuff, so you know, I need to make sure I get this done. So one thing I don't want to do is really, you know, go off and completely piss off all my my people who are actually going to give me some type of money. How's your Patreon stuff going? Is it good? You still good? They still love you? Organizing, made that banner on Facebook. Yeah, I have to actually redo the I have to redo my banner for the original, for the Follow the Kaiser YouTube page, because it's no longer, you know, it's not it's not freaking Ninja Empire. Like that's a completely different thing, so I have to change that. And then of course, you know, still struggling with how do I want this to work? How do I want Ninja Empire to work, you know? Do I want to do just the chibi style? You know, it's like, oh, do we do the chibi style, or do we not? Right? Like, is it worth doing both? Because I was honestly thinking about doing my cartoon style or my comic style the way that I normally do it. You know, do my cartoon style for the comics. I think I need to push this out further. Yeah, I'm gonna have to move you out. For the comics, right? And then try and push the chibi style, the deformed style, for the cartoon and cartoon and the video game. I think that's what I'm looking at right now, because I really do want to start a I want to start a webtoons. So you know. What do you think? You think that's a decent enough idea to be like, oh, you know what? Let's have both styles, because I actually had some people comment on my on Facebook, and they're just like, oh man, you know, I really did enjoy I really enjoyed your comic style, so I'd hate to see that go away. I was like, well, you know, maybe. I was like, that makes sense. Let's try that. So, I don't know. Because one of the big things that kills me is, like, in my sketchbook, like, everything is still, you know, I draw everything comic book style, right? And then it's only later, after I've got all the design work done, that I think that's when I fix it and put it into a chibi style. There. Sketches, but then get a little underwhelmed with the noir shading of the final product. Yeah, so you know, it's one of those ones where it's like always trying something new to see what's gonna stick. So that's what I'm trying right now. And fighting the fact that I gotta draw smaller proportions with like arms and stuff like that, because as you saw, like that arm was really big, and it's just me trying to wrap my head around doing the proportions that are kind of warped out. Yeah, that's why I'm not really holding my breath in the video essays, even though they're, yeah. It's like, yeah, I understand. But I think some decent video essays would be pretty fun. That's better. There's been a lot of stuff. The Medium article won't get in front of the audience. I want to see, yeah. It's video editing and the motion graphics that I have to do. Oh my goodness, let me tell you. Editing sucks. Editing sucks so much. So much suckitude. As my kids are getting more and more into wanting to, you know, explore the idea of YouTube and stuff like that, I find myself doing a lot more editing. And the last video that I had to edit took forever. And I mean, forever. That's the one thing that I don't care about when I'm doing all the YouTube stuff. It's just like, oh my goodness, why? Why are we taking so long? But, you know, getting back into the stream. Back into streaming, getting back into getting these elements out. Yeah, just trying to make that, you know, trying to make something happen. Because if we don't, who will? Right? Because in the end, nobody's gonna really do it for us. That's the crappy part, you know. Because like I said in my post, you know, it's like if you're not willing to do the grind, then obviously it's not gonna work, you know. It's like, but if you are, then you know you can get your own stuff out there, and I think that's kind of what's important, right? But not for everyone, you know. Not everyone wants to get their. Not everyone is that kind of person, you know. Not everyone's an independent worker. It's also something that I gotta wrap my mind around, because I'm like, oh no, everyone wants to get their own stuff out. Everyone wants to. And then it's like, oh, no, not everyone really does. Which is still mind-boggling to me. There we go. There's the base. No, like it wasn't enough for me to have my thesis in this cat life. I want people to, yeah. Comment too. Yeah. The problem with consulting for friends on commissions they get from other artists. Yeah. And it's always fun, you know, like, or what's been interesting to me as of late, like I've been getting a lot of people who are like, hey, I want you to work on this with me, and I want you to work on this with me. And I'm like, that's all nice and good, you know, like I want to work with more people, but then again, I'm also like, I also want to work on my own stuff. So I found myself kind of starting to reject like these jobs, you know, and it was like, oh man. And then it's also, you know, I got friends who are like, hey, and it's not really, it's when those people come out of the blue, you're like, oh my goodness, I have this great idea. They're like, oh, hey man, I haven't talked to you in like 15 years. Where'd you come from? You know, and it's just like, pfft. I had someone recently, they're like, hey, can you do this album cover for me? And I'm like, sure, it's gonna cost this much money. And they're like, oh man, you can't just hook me up? Isn't that like easy for you? I'm like, look man, I've put in enough time and enough effort into my career to where I don't have to do that anymore. I don't need to give people freebies. They're like, come on man, we was cool. I'm like, yeah, sure. But guess what? My kids don't care if we were cool. Do you kids?
What?
I was like, y'all don't care if someone that I once knew in high school or college was like, hey, but we were cool. Can't you do this for me for free?
It's so weird.
Which is so weird.
What? It's just strange.
I can be as thorough as you want, but you gotta recognize that the artist might not want to hear it or rework it. True. If you were really cool, you'd value my time. Exactly. Exactly. That's the thing, like, I talked to Stefan recently, and he still works for McFarlane Toys, and he's doing like a little side. He's got this little side gig that he's doing where he's making prototypes and stuff like that. And I'm like, all right, how much? And he's like, well, you know. I'm like, nah, man, just tell me how much. Because, I mean, I could do it, or I could have someone who is working for McFarlane to do it for me. But maybe that's just me. Like, I would love to see someone else do it, you know? It's like, nah, you do it. I'm cool with it. No, you do it. I don't want to. And that's pretty much what it boils down to. It's like, I don't want to. I want to do it. You do it. What? He did? Oh, that's awesome. It's too thick, but that's alright. Let's see if that's. Let me color this in. Okay, too big. Why is what like what?
TikTok's being stupid.
Oh.
I'm trying to do a really epic transition, but I can't because well, first off, I'm not that good at transition, and because TikTok it does this thing.
How come mass production was because the look I'd had in selling books I didn't really want. Yeah, I can understand, but especially since they gotta when it comes to like mass production, you are dropping like a ton of money, but she would probably try to buy it. Yeah, she would. Oh, Skip's talking about mass producing a statue that was made, which is really cool.
What are you drawing? Oh, yeah, you're drawing. But so there's this thing, like you can go like this, you can go in and out, but only if you do it like that. So I can't start zoomed in and zoom back out.
Oh.
I have to press play, go like that, but that's ugly.
That was not pretty. It's like, yeah, that wasn't pretty. Yeah, I want to do I want to do pop figures like as soon as, and I keep saying I'm like, oh, you know, I'll just do it. And I'm trying to find time to like knock something out and be like, all right, so this is done, and then go, all right, now that that's done, we can move on. But I mean, there's so much to do. So it seems like forever in a day, you know. It's just like, oh man, I got to do this, and I got to do that, and I got to do this, and I got to do that. But I'm not trying to make excuses. Just going, you know what? It's gonna happen. It's just gonna take a hot minute. But I want to get people. Oh, nice. That's cool, man. That's really cool. I'm surprised you're not just 3D printing that. you know, talk to like Bakia, get the 3D model, and just have him spit it out. Get you a couple of them for like, you know, I don't know, $100, $200, something like that, or $200-300, I don't know, and then actually have stuff, you know, like you could have a couple. Happy New Year, Mandela, what's going on? Learn about Shapeways. You don't even need Shapeways, man. Like I said, you got people now. You got friends in high places. Bakia is a 3D printing guru. So there's absolutely no reason for you to be like, oh, let me go to whatever, Shapeways or whatever other place. You just go, hey, Bakia, I need some help. Kaiserlots. So Mandela, how you doing? What you been up to? Did you have a good start to your new year? Yeah, you know, I was like that at one point. I mean, granted, you're teaching it for class and whatnot, but I was like, man, I should really. People are like, oh, you should learn like Sculptress. It's easier, ZBrush, and then you can have this and you can 3D print. And I'm like, yeah, that sounds great. It's just like, you know what? I will stick to. Here's the drawing. And I will pay someone else to do it. Just like here, you do it. It's gonna be easier for everybody involved if you just do it. So far, and as we all know, sequels suck. This is true. Not too many good sequels. You come out and you're like, that was good. Like that needed to happen. That's why I'm worried about the Miles Morales. You know, Into the Spider-Verse Part 2. I'm like, Browsing all the animation and teaching jobs. Everyone wants people to know 3D. Yeah, it's true. Okay, time to eat dinner. Mom made me chicken wings. Oh, have at it, man. Making people jealous. So are you trying to get out of the where you at? I heard math things. I've heard math things about Wonder Woman 84 too, which is sad, but I think that it might be because people are, you know, they're putting so much pressure on it. Like I haven't seen it, right? But I think that people have just put so much pressure on it since it was so good in the first round, right? And you're like, oh my goodness, this was amazing, right? No one thought this was gonna happen. And then now, you know, it's just like, oh, that's a shame. And you're like, yeah. Things from P2 usually go back. Yeah, so have I. I'm like, can't even lie. I've heard the same complaints from people who would be like, oh my goodness, this was great. But it's still, you know, for me, it's just one of those ones where I'm like, yeah, but is it really bad? Or was the expectations just too high? You know? Were we just expecting too much from it? Because there have been movies that I've watched and I'm like, I don't understand why people are hating on this so much. I do need to come back around. You know, it's like, nothing will ever be Green Lantern bad. That was really bad. I love that Ryan Reynolds will actually make fun of that. You know, like, he accepts the fact that how horrible that movie was, and he's just like, look, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You and I will have to deal with that. But I'm sorry. So I'm seeing all these places, like movie theaters are all like, oh man, come to the movies. Come to the movies and do all this stuff. And, you know, the pandemic, whatever, who cares, right? And like conventions are all gearing up. They're all like, oh man, guess what's about to happen? We're about to go back to conventions. I'm like, the last time I checked, it's still pretty bad outside. Like, I don't really think, like, I want to go as much as anyone else, right? I do. I really do. Like, I am itching to do some conventions. But I mean, just recently I heard there's a new mutated strand of the virus. Like, that's a problem. And it's weird how nobody seems to think that it's a problem. At least in the world of our entertainment. It's like, oh no, it's alright. It is absolutely A-okay for you to come out to the movie theater. Come on. Because, like, I keep seeing all the posts for AwesomeCon, and I'm like, ah, man, Also, that was the last time I bought into You Haven't Seen It, You Can't Judge. I knew Gino was bad as soon as they announced his suit will be CGI. Megan Griffin said, how do you know you haven't seen it? I saw it. I still want my hour and a half back. Yeah. I think that they could have made it awesome. Like, they could have very well made that a fairly decent movie, right? But they had like 15 villains. It was like, yo, you can't do that. Like, we just needed one. Should have been the beginning of Sinestro, and that was it. Like, that's what we should have gotten. Beginning of Sinestro, that's it. Bam, done. But, you know, once again, yeah, what do I know? You know, it was Star Wars, and they spent most of the movie on Tatooine. Yeah. Fun story. Hal's best friend was played by... Okay. Okay with that, I think. Oh, really? Yeah, see, I'm on the horrible side with names, so thank you for clarifying who the heck you were talking about. My kids are killing themselves right now, doing weird TikTok challenges. Please, please don't kill yourself.
Tyler did it. No, he did it. I told you. I'm gonna say hi to the stream. Do it.
There, right there.
Hi.
He'd also like to pretend that no one else recognized him in that movie. Ouch. Ow, that hurt. So the one thing that I really do like about the chibi style is how much you can just like forgive yourself with things like fingers and stuff. You're like, it's this shape. It looks like a finger. You be alright. Really, I don't have to go bananas with it. Just like, oh yeah, that's a hand. And people are like, yeah, that's a hand. And that's it. You're like, oh, sweet, that's a hand. You're like, yeah, it is. Indeed it is. But as I am not the one who is like complete, like I'm not completely comfortable with the chibi style, so I still have issues looking at something going, it's like, is that right? Speaking of, it's crazy to me how insane manga and anime are getting about hands right now. I thought they always were though. Like, they always were bananas. Oh, gotta save. Exorcist. His head strikes me as being a little too high in this drawing. So, best part about Photoshop is being able to take stuff. Gosh, I love that. I love being able to just readjust things and be like, yep, there you go. Now it's a lot further down. His head looks a little bit better, and we might even be able to straighten this down just. No, I don't want you to do that. I just want it to go down. I didn't draw his. Oh. Well, okay, let's draw these feet real quick in here. There we go. Bring it down just a little bit. So why are you snapping back? There we go. Yeah, tweaks are fun. They are fun. You know, the tweaks are not fun. The tweaks are not fun in anime. It's something I realized because I'm just like, tweak, no, a little bit here, no, a little bit there, just a little bit, a little bit more, just a little bit. I find myself tweaking so much with when I'm doing the anime, so much. Which reminds me, I actually need to look at my students' work before they get all freaked out. I have Saturday and Sunday to still work. Yeah, that'll be good. And then we need. Modify, contract by 8. Gooba! What's up? It has been a forever. Google Doodle. She was one of my students. Also an animator. I am not. I am indeed not animating today. What?
That was not my fault. That was
What in the world?
I was trying to kill me. Kill him. No, I didn't touch me. I didn't fall.
Like a long time yet. Epic Butch, what's up? What's up, Thunder Keys? Yes, it is good to be back on Twitch. It is good to have a rig that is working and it's nothing's dying.
Do you think you can handle core?
Well, from what I heard from my IT person, I should be able to have core running and stream and it not die. Like 18 times every time you decide to hit render.
Everyone's been like, oh man, wish we could watch some more core because that was entertaining.
It was entertaining because you, sir, were making that very, very interesting when we're like, hey, just put this box next to this other box. And all you have to do is make it this way, make it horizontal so you'll know the exact length. And you're like,
It's horizontal.
and like, I don't do what? I don't understand what's going on. So to my two animators that went through my tutelage, mad respect for you guys, and you're animating because you know what? I love seeing my stuff move. It's really cool. I love going through that. But you know what? Gosh, so much drawing, so much tweaking to make it look exactly right. And then here's the part that I realized. I don't have like days to work on stuff. Like I don't have days to work and be like, oh, I'm gonna get a finished product up. Like I don't. When I say days, like I mean like work hour days. Like I don't have that. If I get 2 hours, that's like super. And so I'm looking at this little animation that I'm doing and I'm like, it's taken forever. Well, where in all actuality, it's taken like, I mean, I think I've been at it for maybe anywhere between, I guess, 4 to 6 hours. And that's about it. But because I can't work on it all the time, it literally seems like it's just like, ha ha ha, you thought that, you know, it's like, you thought you were going to be able to do this? Loser. Like, what? Don't do that. Like, loser. Oh, wait, that's why that's not looking right. Okay. Let's fix this. Okay. He said you just need milestones and checkpoints. Yeah. It's like it gets easier. I promise. Alright, so there's where his head would be, I think. That's his head. And that means that this wraps down here. So that wraps there. Instead of being all weird. I mean, it's like 100 pages in a sketchbook for quarter semester. Sounds hard until you've been doing it a while. That's true. That's true. I finished 3 sketchbooks this semester. Because I thought it would be, you know, I'm like, new school, gotta jump in, be like, yo, you need to get to work. You need to do a sketchbook in a semester. That's not hard, right? I'm breaking them in easy. It's not an advanced class where I'm in a community college. People told me I need to take it easy, so I am. And I'm like, but you need to be able to do this, right? You need to do this. And I'm like, all right, here you go. And they're like, that's gonna kill me. I'm like, fine, I'll do it with you. Well, I had 3 classes, and for some reason I thought I had to give everybody the same, you know, I had to give everyone the same thing and be like, look, your teacher's gonna do it with you. So I did 3 sketchbooks. I was like, oh no, you can't. All my students were hurting on that procrastination. Like they were like, oh, I'm just gonna wait a little bit. I'm just gonna wait a little bit. Next thing they know, they're like, it's almost time to be done, and they spent like 3 days up just trying to draw. I am not at Norfolk anymore. Thank the Lord. I am not at Norfolk anymore. I work at Montgomery College now in Maryland. Yeah. Yeah, that's why I shifted the parameters from 100 pages per semester to 5 pages a week. Yeah. I mean, well, what I did, I mean, to be honest, I'm like, look, it's a page a day. You know, in the end, I was like, it's a page a day. Stop freaking out. Just make sure you draw every day. And they're like, what? I'm like, it's not that bad. I know that number at first sounds really hard, but I'm telling you, it's just a page a day. But the problem is what they don't do is they don't draw that day. And then it'll be 7 days, and now it's like, oh, well, I got to do 7 pages in a day, and that does add up. You know, that becomes crappy, and you're just like, oh my goodness, I can't believe I didn't. You know, I should have done this earlier, or I should have put these things together. And it's like, yeah, but you didn't. So now suffer the consequences. But let me tell you, when you got, you know, like, oh, well, I got kids, I'm trying to run a business, I got to prep for class, I got to do all these things. Just saying, excuses at this point. But it crept up on me because I was like, I got to finish 3 of these things. So I was trying to stay on top of it, but there was a time where I'm just like, meh. You know, I was like, nah, I don't need to draw. No, that's all right. And then, you know, I'm like, oh, crudola, I need to get on this, otherwise it's gonna be a problem. There's his shoulder would be here, so it's just, that way it doesn't look all weird. That's the neck. Yeah, there we go. Well, it's a perpetual student problem of transition from the hobby mindset to the professional mindset. Yes, absolutely. One of the biggest things is just that, you know, like, oh, well, I like to draw. And you're like, yeah, that's good. Do you draw every day? And what I like to do is, when I show them the work. I show them my work, tell them to Google me, right? So they're not like, oh, who is this, Joe Schmo? Why is he teaching me, blah, blah, blah. And then I'm like, all right, so you guys all want to be illustrators or comic artists or animators, right? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, great. Here's the thing. This is what I do. And they're like, yeah, but you're the teacher, like you. I'm like, yeah, but you do know who you're competing with, right? You're not just competing with your fellow student, but you're actually competing with people like me. And what makes it worse is that I'm not full-time in the industry. I'm in the industry, but I'm not full-time in the industry. You have people who are just like me, who are full-time in the industry. And it's like, what? I'm like, yeah. So when you're sleeping, they're working. I just posted something on YouTube. I posted my pro tips for today. And pro tips today was about New Year's resolutions. I told everyone who had a New Year's resolution that they're a quitter. I was like, New Year's resolutions are for quitters. Give me a New Year's goal so that you can have a plan, so that you can actually achieve that goal. Because if you just make a resolution, I want to be healthy, you are going to drop that crap the minute it gets hard. Well, also you have a 5 to 15 year head start too. Yeah. And that's the thing. I'm like, I have, it's like I have these contacts that you don't have. Like I'm already well advanced in the things that you are trying to get done. And even though I'm looking at some of these students, I'm like, holy crap, you are so much better than I am. And you don't know anything, right? It's like, you just have this natural talent that you've managed to pick up from, Lord knows where. And you are just freaking gifted. And then I'm like, but because I've been doing it for a while, I actually know a couple ins and outs that you don't. So I can actually get to stuff, or I can get to the people. Like if I really want to get something, I can, right? I'm like, I really want to do this. Like, okay. Or I have contacts that I've worked with, friends that I know, students that I know who are working for companies, and I can just be like, hey, I want to be able to do this. Who do I need to talk to? Where do I need to go? And stuff like that. And then all of a sudden they're like, oh yeah, no, here, you want to do this, right? Or, yeah, I can help you. I know exactly who to talk to. So I'm like, that's the thing, and I'm like, you have to do more than I do. And if you're not willing to do more than I do as a teacher, right? Like I'm just a teacher, what do I know? But if I'm doing more than you are, then that's a problem. And one of the things that has baffled my mind is the use of social media. Like, these students are going, oh, I don't use social media. I'm like, how is that even possible? I'm like, but this is your time. Like, this is your generation. Like, you should be using social media. I shouldn't be the one telling you, right? You should be the one telling me, the old guy, like, oh yeah, man, if you want to get ahead, you want to get a little extra oomph, you got to go in and do some social media. But instead, I'm the one telling them, and I'm like, I don't understand. I don't understand. I never knew there were students like that. I know, right? Well, my generation ruined it. Yeah, there's students like that, because we kept complaining about Facebook stealing our data and ruining our relationships. Yeah, but no, I mean, the thing is, I'm like, but these are young kids, and they're like, oh yeah, well, I'm on Twitch, or I'm on Instagram, I'm on these things. It's like, all right, cool, what are you doing with it? What? Well, I haven't posted in like, I haven't posted in like 10 months. Like, well, that's crud. You're like, that's not good at all. Though I think I'm gonna random sidebar. I think I'm going to be switching over to in the near future for my work, because they actually have freaking vector pen, and I know you can do it over in Illustrator too. Like, they have a pen you can draw and stuff like that, but Clip Studio seems to be trying really, really hard to become the industry standard. You're still going. Like, TBH, as soon as Skip told me about Twitch, came running in here. Yep, and you're still going. That's right. I mean, but the thing is that you have that leg up, because like I said, these people, my students now, I'm telling them about it. I'm just like, you need to be doing this, and they're like, really? Like, I don't really use it for that. I'm like, well, you should. I'm like, I made this contact with this person. I connected one of my other students with Wacom through Instagram. Now they're getting free stuff. So it's like, come on now. I've been streaming to myself on Picarto otherwise. I learned about Twitch through JR, right? Yeah, people still rushing for our notes. First time I actually had gift commission for a VA. That was fun. Oh, you do those emotes. People will love you. Yeah, I need to get back on my emote love so I can get some more some more emotes. I only got the one. I'm thinking about switching it though. Switching it up so we can, I wanna get some ninja stars in there, so that we can defend against raiders. I always thought that was fun when people were like, oh no, we're being raided, get your defenses up. I saw that in a couple streams. I'm like, that's cool. So and then my son has been on me for, what is it? Stream avatars. He's been trying to kill me about that.
Yes.
And it's like, oh, we need stream avatars, because apparently you can actually design your own.
Yes.
So it's like, oh, that's cool. VTubers, yeah. Oh, really? That's cool. You're actually going to be designing models for VTubers? That's pretty sweet. Yeah, I saw that's a thing. I mean, it's honestly, it's a great way for all the people who are like, yeah, I don't want to have my face on camera, and it's like, all right, we'll do this, and you can still have something there. I'm like, all right, not something that I'm not all crazy about, but I can understand it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can also get that set up through Adobe Character Animate too. Yeah, I know how to make the template. I just need to learn the rigging part. Oh, ooh, interesting. And make your own characters. there's so much. I mean, I'm so jealous for the people who are coming into college like right now, you know, or the high school students who are coming out. It's like there's so much here for you guys. Like you don't even understand just how blessed you guys are. It's like, geez, like we didn't have any of this kind of stuff. Yeah, it's partially the plan for the video essays. God, could have gotten through AIW with the current iPad Pro 2020. Right? Right. It's like, right. That's the thing. And I'm just like, you guys don't understand. There's so much. And then I have students like, oh my goodness, so I got blasted. I had some students who were mad at me for teaching animation because I don't know, I don't exactly know what happened. It's like I don't exactly know what happened. But it was funny because one of them was like, you should stop playing Fortnite when teaching class. And I was like, what? Like I don't even know where that came from. Just like I don't.
Yeah, what were you thinking playing Fortnite in class?
Yeah, because that's what I really do.
You're trying to get the epic victory. Gotta crank my 90s.
I guess. But that person was all like, yeah, you know, you should have told us that we needed a $3,000 setup to do this class. I'm like, you didn't. And luckily, all the stuff that I said was recorded. You know, so I'm not really worried about the uppers coming in and be like, okay, what happened? Because then when someone was trying to do like, they were trying to spray fixative their stuff, and I was like, look, you know, yes, you should go out and buy spray fixative because it was, you know. But I remember when I was in college, you know, we used pump hairspray. You know, we just pumped on the hairspray and then let it dry, and that worked too. And they're like, yeah, so for the digital people, we got to go buy the most expensive $3,000 equipment, but for traditional artists, you know, they get to go buy hairspray. I'm like, what is going on here? You know, it was one of those critiques where I'm like, wait, I have to actually tell my boss, because if they for some reason believe this, which I doubt they would, but still, you know, I'm like, this is insane. You know, just like, because I told them, I was like, look, you need to get at least a tablet, right? You don't need to get a Cintiq, but you got to get at least a tablet. Or you should. I was like, you should get at least a tablet. Because animating is going to be so much easier with a tablet, right? And I was just like, I'm just letting you know. And they're like, well, do we really need it? And I'm like, you do not need it, but it will be beneficial to you. So I don't know why this person was all like, it told me I needed to get, you know, this super expensive thing. And I'm like, but I didn't. What are you talking about? And then what's really funny about the critiques is, teacher, you know how did the teacher clearly explain what was going on in the class? And this one person was like, absolutely not, nothing was clear, didn't get anything. Next person was like, absolutely clear, did great. You know, it's just like, wait, how? I'm like, it's okay, I don't care. Yeah, that's part of the first video essay I was talking about. Oh yeah? What, stupid students? I know. I mean, it was just crazy. And then I think one guy, he was just upset because I critiqued his work. I don't know. Because at the end when he was done, he was like, so are you going back to teach illustration? And I was like, yeah. He's like, yeah, it's probably for the best. I was like, ouch. And then he dipped, right? And so he just dropped one of those like, yeah, that's great because you suck. And it's like, okay. And then and then he like left. And I'm like, dude, how are you gonna blast your teacher like that and then not at least stick around for like, wait, what do you mean? Can you like, I'm willing to listen. Can you tell me? I was like, jeez. But it's all good. And then it would be little things that people would critique because I was trying to get like an art book together, right? And I was like, all right, let's do a little art book for illustration class. It'd be really cool. And I was like, okay. And then, you know, it came out that the college was like, yeah, we're doing cutbacks, so we don't have, you know, we'd have to try and find the money. So I'm like, all right, well, I'll keep looking. And then it was like, well, you know, we're gonna try and put this together, or at least, you know, I was like, I'm gonna keep trying to find it. And they're like, it would have been, you know, it was said that we were gonna do an art book. It would have been really nice if that would have happened. But I'm like, dude, I said we were trying, and we would talk about it all the time. I was just like, look, we're still trying to find where we can get some extra money to make this happen so that you guys don't have to pay for it out of pocket and you guys can get a book. You know, it's not like, hey, we made one and it stays in my office. And I was like, look, we're going to try and, you know, get this together so we can have multiple ones and stuff like that. And I was just like, yeah. And someone was mad. They're just like, well, it didn't happen. So we were promised something. I'm like, I didn't promise y'all nothing. I had one student right before quarantine get frustrated that I was mandating the use of Adobe Illustrator for lockdown. I told them about Affinity Designer and Inkscape as cheaper alternatives. They said, no, my Ray can't run that. Oop. I said, well, I'm sorry, but that's the bare minimum. I'm sorry. They said, well, then it should be in the syllabus that you can't take this class without being able to run the software. What? But you're like, but that should be normal. Like, you should know that. Well, what's crazy though is I'm like, I mean, you're in a class that needs certain things, right? And if you are in that, you're like, this is my major, I want to do this, then you should already know. Like that's just the way it is. You're like, oh, well, I can't run this. Like, well, I don't know what to tell you. It's like, I don't know. Oh, it was in the syllabus? Oh. See, I'm thinking about, especially in quarantine, I think for my next class, I'm gonna have to say, like, if you can't run this and this. Although some people were like, can I use Manga Studio? I'm like, yeah, you can use Manga Studio. That's cool. You know, I'm like, it doesn't have to be Adobe. And it's like, but I'm like, but that is the industry standard. So just know that for when you decide that you want to go into the industry and they're like, well, we don't have Manga Studio. And you're like, well, that's all I can use. And they're like, well, you better learn quick because we hired you because we like your work. But if you're not going to use the software that we have, you're gonna have to figure it out yourself. Like, that's just all there is to that. The minimum system to run, it is, especially if you get a computer now. You know, like if you were to pick up a computer now, just a base computer from somewhere, you would be able to run Illustrator and stuff like that. I know this because of the computers I've gotten my kids. Right, and then they came out of nowhere with, hey, we want to run Photoshop and Illustrator and stuff like that. And I'm like, well, we can try it. And then it runs just fine. So what I've realized, the one thing that I really realized is how quarantine is making people really, really complain. Like a lot. Like people are complaining more than they need to. Third, if this is your desired profession, you should be working towards acquiring the tools that are going to get you to graduate. Yep. Like for freshmen and sophomores, I'm lenient because they don't know what they really want, right? But juniors and yeah, no, exactly. If you're coming in as a senior and you're just like, oh, well, I can't run Photoshop. It's like, well, that's a problem. Like it's a severe problem. But there are people out, they come in and they're just like, oh, well, I'm at a college and the college is providing. And I mean, and I get it. Like things are really, really crappy in this situation. Like nobody anticipated that this was going to happen. And I mean, and I know that there's leniency and stuff like that, but if you can't do the work, you can't do the work. That's just all there is to that. Best part, I can afford the Adobe Suite. Also, I'm saving for a PS5. Can't wait for it to come out. Also, me in college, every loan refund went towards making sure I could work without being in the computer lab, which was smart because, especially with us, we ran out of computers would die, right? Which is normal. Computers die out, and then it's just like, well, we got to try and fix it. Well, we need to get this part in, and we got to buy it, we got to order it, and blah, 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 right? And all that stuff happens, and you're just like, ugh, and so stuff you just don't have it. And then it's always like, well, they'll just have to wait, or they'll have to come in later. It's like, yeah, but that's not what we promised them. I was just recently in an art class, and the other students struck me as being a combination of dreamers and also constantly in panic mode, to the point where they would always eyeing the minimum work level needed to get a grade. Yeah. No, absolutely. And that's a big... I got people who are like, how can I get a C? And you're like, wait, what? Like that, the outright question, what do I need to do so that I can get a C in your class? You're like, I mean, that's not what you should be striving for. But then again, you start realizing that there are some people who come into college and they went into college for the wrong reasons, right? They go into college because their parents told them to, or they go into a major. It doesn't even have to be art, but because they thought it was going to be easy, and then it's like, oh crap, this is a lot of work, right? And then it's just like, wait, but I've spent so much time already in this department, I can't really come out of it and be like, oh, well, I'm just gonna drop out because, yeah, it doesn't normally fly too well when you've got loans, especially the loans that people got to pay nowadays. My goodness, colleges is some of these colleges, you're just like, geez, can you not, like, why are we gouging all the people who are trying to get, they're trying to get more education so that they can be more helpful in society, right? And get the jobs that people want or don't want, or need, or whatever the case may be. But no. Let's put you in debt. Here's hoping you'll be able to make it. I wanted a 3D eye. The animation UI is too hard. I guess I'll do 3D modeling. 3D modeling. It's too many rules. I want to be 2D animator. Yup. Having seen it again, being a teacher in the accredited program would probably sour my soul. But if I were teaching only workshops where everyone there is earnestly working to learn the materials without the end of the floor grade, that would be optimal. Right? When you can do something where people are just like, I'm here because I want to be here. And then when you see that, like if you can go into a college and see it, oh my goodness. Right? And you're just like, oh wait, you actually want to be here. That's fantastic. And you're just like, holy crap, you want to be here? Oh. Where have you been? So, you know, it's just, it's interesting sometimes. It's really interesting sometimes being a teacher. And then you get none, right? What's funny is how, like, the people in the industry, they're like, oh, you're a teacher? Oh my goodness, that's awesome, right? And then you tell people outside of the industry that you're a teacher, and it's like, oh, you're just a glorified babysitter. Then you make the mistake of telling them that you do art. And then you're further below the art totem pole. Uh, 3D modeling, 2D animation. There's too much drawing, 2D animation. I want to be a storyboard artist. Too much drawing. I want to be a comic artist. Too much drawing. So they're so specific about the details. I want to be a character designer. They won't let me do my own designs, so I have to get designs. I'll be a concept artist. What do you mean I have to be the best illustrator in the world? And I have to do multiple takes. Fine. I'll be a children's illustrator. Yeah. It's sad but true. Sad but true. Yep, just thought it would be easier to be an artist. Yeah, that's the crazy part, where so many people are just like, oh, I thought it was gonna be easy. It's like, why would you think that? You know, I remember doing art in middle school. It was always really fun. It's like, yeah, that's true, but that's in middle school. Like, hey, Timmy, you made that snowman really good out of those cotton balls. Like, all right. Before I even got into animation class, I almost gave that up for 3D. Too much fun. But Skip's animation class really revived my passion for 2D. Aw. Heartwarming. Kids just like what they see on the screen and think, I want to do that, but don't know the ugly truths about the movie Sausage Is Made. Yep. Validated. Yep, it feels good, doesn't it, Skip? It's like, oh, I did something right. Parking is validated. That actually worked. Quite nice if I do say so myself. Oh, get rid of that snap. You can't think that, man. Why is this snap on here? Although I completely do understand what you mean. Sometimes just like, wait, why is this so difficult? What did I do wrong? Sometimes you do just question yourself. You're just like, this can't, it has to be me. You're like, it has to be. With you, with other friends, I'm tutoring, and they just get it. Yep. I'm like, oh, they don't really want to be here. No, they really don't. They really don't. You know, and one thing that I've realized when people are like, why are you so strict? Why are you so hard? You know, one of the major critiques was, I don't think I should get a 0 for turning in my work late. And it's like, well, that's great. You think that all you want, but I'm still going to give you a 0. You know, and they're like, it's a little harsh. I think we should just get points off for however long that it took to get in. I'm like, that's nice. When you become a teacher, you can set the rules. But I don't understand if your stuff's not late. I'm like, I don't understand why this is a problem. But apparently it's a huge problem, like huge. And I'm just like, I don't understand why this is such a problem for you, you know. But one of the biggest critiques I had on my student evaluations was that, and that because of that, I forced some people I forced from being illustrators. Like one of my, I was talking to a fellow student, and they dropped your class, and they were all like, oh, I think I'm gonna get rid of I'm gonna drop animation totally because I would have to take 2 more classes with him, and I just can't do that. And you're like, what do you think is gonna happen out there in the real world? Like, I mean, it was mind-boggling to me. I'm just like, I don't understand how this is a problem. Like, I don't get it. Now, of course, in pandemic land, there's a lot to be said. You're just like, well, connection issues and stuff like that. You're like, yeah, fine, fine. But when you turn it in, like, the next day or 7 hours late, it's like, come on now. You weren't uploading right then, and you had connection problems. Like, don't give me that. Like, not how most of the world works. Yeah, one sentence. If this was a job, I'd fire you. Yeah. Well, I tell them that too. At least try to renegotiate if something comes up. Hey, I can't make it by this date. Can we work? And that's the thing. I'm like, I'm not. Oh no. Can you hear me now? My mic? It seems like it's on. You're good? Okay. Your mic cuts out random. We hear you now? That's odd. Well, like, I'm not a monster, If you're having issues, talk to me. Which has happened. Students were like, look, we've been uploading for the past hour and a half and it's not going through. We're having issues. Please. And I'm like, all right, man, that's cool. Just let me know what's going on. But if you don't tell me and then you're just like, oh, you should just take off like 5 points because I was late. I'm like, no, heck no. And you're in the entertainment industry? No, absolutely not. Like, no. I heard horror stories about you coming out of class with even a B was like defeating a final boss. Oh my god, yeah. No, you know, that's the thing. You know, it's like you had to want it. I don't know. Maybe it was just me. Maybe I was too tough. I don't know. I don't think I was. But you had to work. You know, you had to work. So many students were just, you know, entitled. Like, but I showed up. Like, that's nice. You know, it's just like I don't understand why you think that's something special. Like, I showed up. I'm like, that good for you. You know what I mean? Like, it baffled my mind. And then what made stuff worse, I guess, was when the students would come out and then, you know, they'd look at people like Skip, like Enrique or Danny, or Bakia, or just a plethora of all the people that came out, and they're just like, well, I want to be like that. And I'm like, well, do you see them drawing? That's what you should be doing. Do you see them not complaining about having to do this work? Stop complaining. You know, and it's just like, like they want something, but refuse to do the work. Like that was literally the mantra for some people. And you're just like, could you at least fake care? I think that's the one thing that I really wanted. Is like, could you just fake care? I would be okay with that. Oh, I don't know if you guys are, I don't know if you guys know, but Clip Studio is, they're holding another illustration contest right now. The 26th, I think it is, the 26th illustration competition. And the theme is the best smile. And so, I forgot what the main prize is, but it's a ton of dough. Like, surprisingly, it's a good amount of cash. So, and they got all the way up to like 10th place. So, just saying, if you want to draw a picture with someone smiling, go over to Clip Studio and drop it in there. You know, I know I am. It's the 26th, I think, is the last day. Save. Let's not forget. You always gotta save. Save. A lot of my students, they understand it now, at least. the importance of saving. See, yeah, that happened to me one time. Skip, how are you so good at doing hands? I practice. I still practice. You know the reason I don't practice anymore is that I'm here teaching you. Right. Well, it's always funny when students are like, man, how do you do that? I was like, well, I may or may not have been doing this for a little bit. So I should be good. Like, I should know how to do this. Because if I don't, then that's a problem. Or when you get that student who's like, man, I'll never be as good as you. You're like, well, I mean, you won't be if you don't practice. Flip that one. So easy. My McDonald's French fries hands. I watched Big Hero 6 with my kids today, and I forgot how beautiful that movie is. I really did. I'm like, this movie is great. So I do have to say that I enjoy the the ability to have the computer smooth out my lines for me. It's very nice. Very, very nice. Yo, what's up? What's up, kid? What's up? What's up? New Year's stream. New Year's stream. New rig. Oh.
Free, dominant, and unstoppable. Our ninja spirit is fueled by fire and driven by razor-sharp determination. When we take on a mission, we must succeed or die. Our style is unique and deadly, and no one wants to suffer the wrath of the Ninja Empire.
Thank you so very, very much for joining the Ninja Empire again. One of my most loyal and fearsome ninjas has joined the ranks again. It's like, thank you so very much. As always, means a lot. Thank you so very much for supporting. And I'm going to be, coming in here, trying to kill it. We are, 2020 was supposed to be a thing. Well, I'm going with 2021 is going to be the thing. Because, I've already been in a pandemic, so I know what to expect, you know what I mean? What's up, AG? How's it going? Yeah, left with 2020. Absolutely. Here's what you don't do. Don't go outside without a mask. Just saying. You might regret it. But of course it left. As long as it left. Yeah, it left. Sure it did. Don't know what's going on. Phone's blowing up. No mic. Me? You not hear me? My mic's going. I missed something. Oh, okay. I've been enjoying my week off of work. Nice. Mick Foley tested positive for COVID. Oh, not Mick. Yeah, especially this close to Broly. I can hear you. Yeah, good. Okay. Oh my goodness. Everyone, I mean, it sucks. They're still saying that Brody Lee was not COVID related. Yeah. Crazy sauce. All of it. All of it.
Flawless victory.
Oh. Uh-oh. Rihanna joined me on Patreon. What? Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Lung complications. Ugh. Oh, it was. Yeah, that show was awesome. That show was really good. They did a really good job. Yeah, they were definitely throwing it out there. This. So get rid of that. Let me get rid of this. Down to about there. Do it. I'm watching it on Monday. Yep. It's worth it. It was really good. This one. Oops. Oh no. Come on. So AG man, how's the how's the streaming life been going? I see your Discord's been jumping, so Discord's been bumping. What we watching? What are we watching tomorrow? All depends on what we're watching. Well, not really. I mean, it depends on many things, but I'm sad with Miss Cyborg, though. I really am. Like, man. That's the one I wanted to watch. Trancers 4. Today was me and the wife stating at, oh, okay. It was just terrible. But Hernandez and I are committed. I don't know, man. Trancer. I'll probably be there. It'll give me the opportunity to do some work. Trans. You did. I know. He does. He does. He does look like Damian Priest, or vice versa. Damian Priest looks like him. But that, I think that one is probably my favorite, like post-apocalyptic, just costume design. Like I like that. I like that whole movie for that. And Tillman's favorite. Yeah, I mean, I'll accept that. It was weird though. Every time, like in the end, when he was just screaming for no reason, that was just weird. Like I didn't understand it then, and I can't necessarily say that I understand it now. But it was just like, why are you just screaming? And it was like weird screams too. Like, it's just stupid. Friday. time he screamed Hernandez. Oh no! It was dumb. It was just one of those ones where you're like, that's really dumb. Like, do you even know what you're doing right now? Oh, how's your mom? Bakia, just in case I needed to clarify. Because, yeah. I was making a full recovery. Alright. That's good. That's good. That's good to hear. Who the hell is he interrupting my kung fu? I told you, never interrupt me doing kung fu. Movie's still great, and I'm so glad they didn't do a sequel. I stand by that. Ha! Do that shit before I even came in the room. One of my favorite lines from that movie. Fiendish Dr. Wu. Ah, do that shit before I even came in the room. Before I even came in the room. Ah. Kung Fu treachery. Chicken and waffles. That's it. Oh, shut up, little girl. A lot of people have that name. Be quiet, little girl. A lot of cats got that name. I have now officially lost the chat. that. Yeah. Oh, look, it gives you whoop. Yep. And the diner scene was hilarious. Happy New Year. No. You go do that. I'm not doing that. Still sounds stupid. Like I said, you go do that. I'm gonna stay my butt at home. Alright? Alright. But see, you know, you're still childless, so I can understand that you want to go chance that. I got too many kids, man. Can't do that. Finally dusted off After Effects again. I come back to After Effects every now and then. I mean, my wheelhouse has mostly been Premiere. Like, I've been trying to do all of my effects and stuff in Premiere, which I know is kind of stupid. But I definitely try to do that, because if I can get it done in After Effects, I mean in Premiere, I don't have to go to another program. It's like I've learned so freaking much with Premiere. It's like when I have to put together like an effect. If I really need to put together an effect, I'll go back to After Effects. But if I don't have to, I'm gonna try and do everything in Premiere. So if we go outside of like the school, you know, like the school owning the license, I don't think I've officially ever had a working one. But what's great is, you know, because of the school, I get a license. So yeah, whoop whoop. But congratulations on owning your first official copy of Photoshop. That is rather funny and sad all at the same time. Max as of late. Yeah, I need to jump on that too. And jump on some Clip Studio. Test that out. Especially since they have a Webtoons layout already pre-done, right? So I can do Webtoons a bit easier. Think we might be onto something, fellas. Cause I need to do some Webtoons. I feel it. For setting up reference material for 3D Studio Max and making textures tileable. Other than that, I don't use anything else. Yeah, I gotta get on that. Gots to. I think that, like I mentioned earlier, Clip Studio is really they're trying hard to become the industry standard. So what is this nonsense? Oh, it's 11. Oh, goodness, time flies when you're having fun. Time flies when you're having fun. Well, I think that it would be officially time to pack it up for tonight, because I want to get up in the morning. Actually, trying to hit the workout. You know, got a workout, got a nice little gym now in the house. So got to get some workouts and some editing. So got to get up in the morning. So we're gonna take off. Can I come use your gym? Yeah. But since some of you guys are here, we're gonna go and raid. We're gonna go raid somebody. Yeah, I think we're gonna go raid somebody. Let's see. Who do we want to raid? Where's my raid button? Oh, there it is. I should run an ad beforehand. Hope you don't mind. I'm gonna run this 3-minute ad, and then we're gonna go raid somebody. Gotta make that 4 cents. Gotta make them 4 cents, and you gotta make the 4 cents. So, but for those of you who are not hearing the ad, yeah. So, but yeah. So for those, like I said, for those of you who are not, I want to say thank you very much. We're gonna save again. Well, no, not Twitch. We're gonna come up to YouTube. Save again. Be happy, and then we're gonna go off and we're gonna go and raid. So we're gonna go raid people. Stick around for because yeah, we're gonna go. Let's see, who should we raid while we're waiting on this? Who should we raid? You tell me he dipped out? Is that it? Hold on. Oh my. Guess we're not raiding anybody. We're not gonna raid anybody. Hold on. We ain't gonna raid nobody. I guess we're just gonna say goodnight. We're gonna wait until this ad's over, and then it's gonna be like, alright. Raidless. I know. Because it doesn't let you just randomly pick anybody. Pick a live channel to raid. I don't know. It's like all these. Yeah, no. Worst raiders are lost. Normally, now that you've got a superpower for good, you could probably do some game streams too. I could do, the thing is, I could do some great game streams now. Might need to get my adapter for the Switch so I can play Mark of the Ninja. Get all super frustrated with that. But I was gonna raid, right? But everyone who I normally have on, they're all dipped out, which was surprising. So, and then when I try and be like, oh, do a live stream, I'll, go check someone out. You type in any letter and it's like 5,000 people. I'm like, and play Cyberpunk and cry with the rest of us. Nah, I'm gonna go and do like little stupider stuff. Like I would go off and play like Burrito Bison's Revenge or something like that. Fun stuff. Easy stuff. A Metal Slug. Yes, Burrito Bison's Revenge is indeed a game, and it is absolutely fantastic. I highly recommend you check it. Yes, Burrito Bison's Revenge. Go check it out. Oh wait, you know what? No, here, I got you. Burrito. Oh, actually, I can't because I want to go. Just type in Burrito Bison's Revenge in YouTube, and you will see the amazingness that is Burrito Bison's Revenge. But of course, I can't do anything with it. No, he's just a luchador. Go check it out, man. It's awesome. Although I'm still skeptical on seeing how you can actually do like the game stuff, the live stuff, and do something like Cyberpunk or anything like that and not get copyright strikes. I don't know. Interesting. Anyway, I'm gonna call it. So I will see you guys. We can talk about doing gaming streams next time, but I will see you guys. It's been awesome. Thank you so much for hanging out and, you know, helping me get this close to halfway inked. I'm very happy with how far we got. Thank you guys so very much, and I will see you at the next stream.